Ever wondered why some people seem to maintain their composure even in the most challenging situations? It's not about luck or some secret superpower. It's about emotional mastery, a skill that anyone can cultivate. In the face of adversity, it's easy to let our feelings get the best of us. But what if we could harness those emotions, using them as tools rather than letting them control us? That's the power of emotional mastery. Emotional mastery is about understanding our emotions, not suppressing them. It's about acknowledging how we feel, and then choosing how we react. It's the difference between being a puppet to our feelings and being the puppeteer. It's the power to stay calm in the storm, to remain steadfast when the world is in chaos. And this power, my friends, is achievable with practice and patience. Enter Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches emotional resilience. Stoicism isn't about ignoring our feelings, it's about understanding them, controlling them, and using them to our advantage. It's about recognizing that we can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. In the coming sections, we'll delve into 10 Stoic habits that can help you achieve emotional mastery. These habits aren't quick fixes. They're practices to be cultivated, honed, and integrated into your daily life. They're tools to help you navigate life's ups and downs with grace and poise. Imagine being able to keep your cool when others lose theirs. Imagine facing adversity with calm and confidence. Imagine being the eye of the storm, unflustered and unshaken. That's the power of emotional mastery, and with the wisdom of Stoicism, it's a power that's within your reach. So are you ready to take the reins of your emotional life? To cultivate resilience and composure in the face of adversity? To be the master of your emotions rather than their servant? It's time to unravel the Stoic secrets. Are you ready to dive in? The first Stoic habit involves understanding the dichotomy of control. This is a concept that serves as a guide to a peaceful and fulfilling life. It's about recognizing what's within your sphere of influence and what's beyond it. Imagine holding two spheres. In one, you have the things you control, your actions, your thoughts, your reactions. In the other, you have the things you can't control, the weather, the traffic, the opinions of others. The key here is to focus your energy on the first sphere and let go of the second. Now, why is this relevant in your daily life? It's simple. When you spend less time worrying about things you can't change, you free up more time to improve the things you can. This doesn't mean you should be indifferent to the world around you, but rather that you should strive to make a difference where you can. When you embrace the dichotomy of control, you'll find peace in any situation. Ever tried visualizing the worst-case scenarios? That's our second Stoic habit. It might seem counterintuitive, but this practice, known as negative visualization, can be incredibly empowering. Let's delve into it. You see, by consciously imagining worst-case scenarios or the loss of what we hold dear, we exercise our resilience. It's like building mental muscle for adversity. The beauty of this practice lies in its dual benefits. Not only does it prepare us for potential hardship, but it also fosters a deep appreciation for what we already have. Imagine, for a moment, losing some of the things you take for granted. Suddenly, these everyday blessings gain newfound value, don't they? So by regularly practicing negative visualization, we're actually equipping ourselves to handle life's curveballs with grace and gratitude. It's a seemingly paradoxical practice that strengthens our emotional resilience and heightens our sense of appreciation. Negative visualization, paradoxically, leads to a more positive outlook on life. The third Stoic habit is all about self-discipline. Now, you might be wondering, how does self-discipline play into Stoicism? Well, it's quite simple. Stoicism is all about controlling the controllable, and what's more controllable than our own actions, emotions, and desires? Self-discipline is the rudder that steers the ship of our mind. It's about reining in those desires that can lead us astray, those emotions that can cloud our judgment, and those actions that may not align with our ethical compass. It's not about suppression, but rather about thoughtful regulation. Imagine self-discipline as a personal trainer for the mind. Just as a personal trainer helps you stay fit and healthy, self-discipline helps you keep your mind sharp and balanced. It's about learning to say no when necessary, and yes when it aligns with your values and goals. Remember, self-discipline is the key to emotional freedom. Let's move on to our next 3 Stoic habits: mindfulness, objectivity, and acceptance. Mindfulness. That's a term we often hear tossed around, but what does it truly mean? In the Stoic context, mindfulness isn't just about being present. It's about fully immersing yourself in the current moment. It's about experiencing life as it unfolds, without getting lost in thoughts of the past or anxieties about the future. It's about truly tasting your food, genuinely listening to a friend, or fully appreciating the beauty of a sunset. By practicing mindfulness, you become more aware of your thoughts and actions, and their impact on your emotional state. Next up, we have objectivity. The Stoics believed that our emotions are often the result of our perceptions. In other words, it's not situations themselves that upset us, but our judgments about them. So, to manage our emotions effectively, we need to see things as they really are, not as we fear or wish them to be. This means stepping back and viewing situations objectively, without letting our emotions cloud our judgment. It means accepting the fact that we can't control everything, and focusing instead on what we can control, our responses. Finally, we come to acceptance. This is perhaps one of the most challenging Stoic habits to cultivate, but also one of the most rewarding. Acceptance in the Stoic sense doesn't mean resignation or passivity. It means acknowledging the reality of a situation, and then deciding how best to respond. It means accepting that things won't always go our way, and that's okay. It means understanding that life is full of ups and downs, and instead of resisting them, we should learn to ride the waves. By practicing mindfulness, objectivity, and acceptance, you'll cultivate a calm and balanced mind. This is the core of Stoic philosophy. Not to eliminate emotions, but to understand them, manage them, and ultimately, use them as tools for personal growth and self-improvement. By practicing mindfulness, objectivity, and acceptance, you'll cultivate a calm and balanced mind. Ready for the next set of Stoic habits? Here are detachment, humility, and resilience. Detachment is often misunderstood as a form of indifference or cold-heartedness, but in reality, it's about finding inner peace amidst the chaos of the world. It's about understanding that external things, wealth, fame, even other people's opinions, are transient and often beyond our control. Instead of getting entangled in these, imagine being like a rock in the middle of a stormy sea. The waves crash against you, but you remain unmoved. That's detachment. It's not about avoiding the waves, but standing firm despite them. Now let's talk about humility. Humility is not about self-deprecation or feeling inferior. It's about acknowledging our limitations and recognizing that there's always room for growth. It's the understanding that no matter how much we know, there's always more to learn. It's the ability to listen, to seek advice, to admit when we're wrong. Humility is the foundation of self-improvement because it opens the door to new insights and perspectives. And then there's resilience. In a world where we're often faced with adversity, resilience is our armor. It's the ability to bounce back from failures, to rise after falls, to keep going despite the odds. But resilience is not about being invincible. It's about accepting that we will face hardships, but also knowing that we have the strength to overcome them. It's about understanding that every setback is an opportunity for a comeback. So, how do we cultivate these habits? Practice. Practice detachment by reminding yourself of what's truly important. Practice humility by listening more and talking less, by being open to feedback, by embracing the joy of learning. And practice resilience by facing challenges head-on, by finding lessons in failures, and by never giving up. Remember, detachment, humility, and resilience are your shields in the face of life's challenges. It's not about avoiding hardships, but about navigating through them with grace and wisdom. And with these shields, you're not just surviving, but thriving. So let's stride into the new year with these habits in our toolkit. And the 10th and final Stoic habit is living according to nature. A cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, this principle encourages us to live in harmony with the natural world and to understand our place within the grand scheme of the universe. Stoics believe that by recognizing and accepting the natural flow of life, we can find peace and contentment. In the context of emotional mastery, living according to nature doesn't just mean frolicking in the forest or swimming in the sea, but rather it's about understanding and accepting our human nature, our feelings, our strengths, and our limitations. It's about recognizing that just like the seasons change and the tides ebb and flow, so do our lives and emotions. By aligning ourselves with these natural rhythms, instead of resisting or fighting them, we can navigate life's ups and downs with a calm, stoic demeanor. We can find tranquility amidst chaos and gain a clear sense of purpose. Living according to nature brings tranquility and a sense of purpose. So we've explored the 10 Stoic habits. Let's summarize. Emotional mastery, the cornerstone of Stoicism, can be achieved when we embrace the dichotomy of control, understanding what is within our power to change and what is not. This clarity helps us to practice negative visualization, preparing for the worst while hoping for the best, thus keeping our emotions in check. The virtue of self-discipline is about honing our willpower, helping us to make conscious, beneficial decisions. Mindfulness, objectivity, and acceptance are interconnected, encouraging us to be present, perceive things without bias, and accept the world as it is. Detachment, humility, and resilience are about freeing ourselves from external validation, recognizing our place in the world, and bouncing back from adversity. Finally, living according to nature asks us to align our lives with the universe's natural order. Mastering these Stoic habits can lead to a more peaceful, resilient, and fulfilled life. Embrace them in 2024 and beyond.